The polls in the state of North Carolina are about to close in just 1 or 2 hours here, so without further ado, let's get right into the Senate election primary prediction of the state of North Carolina in 2022. Obviously, there are the Republican and Democratic primaries occurring tonight, and I'll be covering both of them. First off is the Democratic primary with Cherry Beasley, the former North Carolina Supreme Court Chief Justice, as of course the frontrunner. The other candidates are not super well known. There's like over 10 candidates declared, but obviously only Cherry Beasley has even a mild chance at this nomination. If anyone else wins, I'll be super surprised. It just depends on how much she wins by. There's just so many declared candidates, and really the only person I know is Cherry Beasley. Looking at all these candidates here, there were 3 candidates. Jeff Jackson was the person that I believe had the best chance, but of course he also dropped out. So really, it's just Cherry Beasley that has the chance of winning this election. Now looking at all the endorsements here, Cherry Beasley has a lot of notable endorsements from U.S. Senators Kristen Durbin, Cory Booker, Jeff Merkley, and Amy Klobuchar. We have U.S. representatives from North Carolina, 4 of them. Actually, there's 5 North Carolina representatives endorsing her. There's also this Roy Cooper, the governor of the state of North Carolina. And he previously was the Attorney General, and again a lot of state officials. Well, there's only one other candidate called Tobias LaGrone that actually has endorsement from the Democrats for Life of America. And yeah, so looking at the polling, of course, Cherry Beasley is gonna easily win. He's at 45% in the polls. His side is also at 45%, but really, there haven't been other significant candidates. We had Jeff Jackson at a point in time doing pretty well in the polls, but he decided to drop out. And there's Newton, who has not dropped out, who is like under 3% in the polls. So really, and rightfully so, Newton has dropped out. So Cherry Beasley easily gonna win. Now for Republican primary, it's a little bit more complicated. We have Ted Budd leading in all of the polls recently, but if we look at previously speaking, it was Pat McCrory, the former governor in the state, that was leading in all of these polls. So it looks like that Donald Trump's endorsement, who endorsed Ted Budd, really helped him win a lot of voters here. You had U.S. Senators Marsha Blackburn, Mike Braun, Ted Cruz, Roger Marshall endorsing Ted Budd. We also have a lot of state officials and things like that. While for Pat McCrory, the former U.S. governor from the state of North Carolina, who lost to the current governor right now, Roy Cooper, it was only by 0.3% though. That being said, he did lose a race here. You have Richard Burr that endorsed Pat McCrory. Richard Burr was from 2005. Of course, the current senator that's actually occupying the seat. And we have a previous U.S. governor from the state of North Carolina. And looking at Mark Walker, there's actually a bunch of endorsements for Mark Walker, but he's not polling super well in the polls. He's polling at about 12-13%. That's not bad, but again, he's not doing optimal. So just looking at this, what's interesting is that Ted Budd was absent from all of these debates, which is quite interesting in my opinion. But yeah, he was absent in basically in all of these debates. And I'm not sure how much it hurted or helped him. It definitely didn't help him, but it doesn't look like it's hurting him at all. And yeah, so the average polls do have Ted Budd at 40.3%, Pat McCrory at 22.3%, and then the other /undecideds at 26.1%, Mark Walker at 8.5%, and this person at 3%. This is the Real Clear Politics polling averages. So now it's time to reveal my projections here. For these races here, races, I do have that in the North Carolina Senate Republican primary, I have Ted Budd at exactly 50%. So he's not going to, in my projection, not going to crack a majority, but he is ramping up 50% of the vote, which is still quite impressive. Pat McCrory is at 28%. Mark Walker is at 10% here, third place. The other candidates will be at a combined total of 12%. Pat McCrory loses to Ted Budd by 22%, which is slightly more than the polls, but I mean, I guess Pat McCrory still has a very good amount of name recognition, but in the end, I do think that Ted Budd will overperform the polls. Look at right now, Pat McCrory is dropping from much more in the polls. In the recent poll from Emerson College, a pretty reputable pollster only has Pat McCrory at 16%. That being said, they do have Mark Walker at 12%, slightly higher, and Ted Budd actually lower than some of the polls at 43%. So yeah. Well, for Beasley, I think she's gonna easily win with 70% of the vote. The other 10 candidates, I believe, will get 30%, and I think second place, I don't even know who will be really in second place. I think second place will get about 10%. Looking at the polls here, I think second place really probably gonna be someone like someone, but I really just don't know who that person will be. So, looking at the county map for the Democratic primary, Cherry Beasley wins all of these counties, 100 of these 100 counties, 100% of the counties, with, of course, all by safe margin, so of course she's gonna win. Well, for the Republican primary, I do have 2 counties going to Pat McCrory, Charlotte and Wake County. These are 2 Democratic voting centers, heavy population in both of those counties. That being said, maybe not have that much of an influence in a primary compared to a general election. Ted Budd doing very well in the rural areas, doing very well in Greensboro, his home county, which is this county right over here. Ted Budd also winning Winston-Salem, winning a lot of the rural counties, even some rural black counties. Pat McCrory really getting Charlotte, and a lot some of his vote from the Charlotte suburban, exurban areas, and also Wake County. I think he'll narrowly squeak by in those 2 counties. Those 2 counties are only by lead until margin, so they can both go to Ted Budd. Could I see Pat McCrory potentially winning 1 or 2 more counties? Possibly, I guess. You could see him win, Durham, Orange, possibly. Or some other county like Chatham, or maybe the county over here, but in the end, I think Pat McCrory will end up losing to Ted Budd by a margin of 22 percentage points. Anyways, thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to leave a like and a subscription. Thanks for watching this video, and see you guys all tomorrow. Also, check out the videos on your screen right now, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye!